frag for the team and be a focal point, because when we see C9 play, there is a focal point. It's Leaf a lot of the time. He's being given the opportunity with utility, with focus from the team behind him to go forward. Full north side towards Satellite here for the side of the guard. It looks like C9 doing a bit of pushing out into halls here. Can get a slight read on the map and they'll go for a retake.
And it's a good read, too, because a C9's double controller, you always see this one-way smoke towards A main, so less control towards Dish. And that's where the guards look to jump right into the site to get the spike down and plant it. So a full 5 versus 5 on a pulse plant for the guard here.
Clearing out all the way to spawn, making sure there's no stragglers, no lurkers. And they're actually going deep for this. Retake will be 5. Paranoia is actually used the solo play, but they're able to almost get back to it.
But still some support coming in. Leaf with Vanity, dropping some players down. Net is still at the drop, though. Evening up the tally on a 3 versus 3. Spike is still ticking. Headshot from Jonah P. Another agent change for this player as well. Goes for another shot, missing the third, but TP's away. A 2 versus 1, but the aftershock is ready. The tap to come out, and full blind is going to be Curry. This is going to be the guard getting the pistol round in their favor.
Curry can't even get the time. Wants to kill. They both go down to the spike. Nicely played on the aftershock there, delaying the time as much as possible. And the guard really not hesitating after hitting the site either. They identified the positioning, how much control they had, and without having gone halls, they didn't want to retake it. There's no reason to try and play retake on something that's probably held and was by Cloud9. So really nice job to keep drop, keep the site, and make sure that could be the first pistol round for them.
And already you saw from this minimap, Riv, there's going to be a little bit of an adaptation. Mitch looking like he was going to put the trademark on the top of the drop, but they went for a body instead. Maybe don't want to go for a real tell because they're on an eco so far.
A big wall here over towards B. Just a lot of delay if there was anything coming from arcade. C9 just trying to slow down guard here. And they're fine with it. Like you said, guard holding back. Waiting for the push they're anticipating. And a bit of a north side satellite push. It doesn't look like too much contact will be made just yet, though. Guard respecting Cloud9. What they might be able to do on a second round here. What shotguns might be in place, honestly, when you're going against Vanity. Nice shots by Jonah P to rack up, too.
Yeah, an easy one, too, when he heard the footsteps from Zeppa, thunderfooting outside towards Ditch. So building up the ult points for his ult already, while the rest of the guard are going for the 4-player push outside the 8 holes at the main entrance. Going to be another plant coming in. So Cloud9 at this point, make it expensive, try to find some weapons. Even Leaf is playing the tight angle, maybe try to do a right-click classic if possible. Trying to use a lot of the forces of C9 on this sand control.
If they can get through this, guard is great so far. I haven't seen them on Fracture in a while. They come through with this comp. First few rounds actually have good econ. Not too much wear and tear on the armor. And Leaf and the rest of the team looking for these exits as much as possible to see if they can at least get a bit on that.
Yeah. To give us a chance to talk again about this agent change from the guard and what could come in. I think having this breach is still very good for this comp too, because you don't have a raise that meaning set that was really good on this map, which I agree as well. But side playing into a jet, Raze not being an agent that's comfortable for him, Chamber maybe not on this map, but being able to updraft and dash into fault lines into the B site, I think that could be very beneficial for a team like the Guard, because for C9 who plays a double controller, usually if you're looking at the setup that you have on defense for this team, Curry has been placing a lot of these toxic screens from heaven, whether it crosses across arcade or just across the back B side overall. And he plays within that B heaven site, so there's possibility to get a lot of pressure onto him if we actually decide to go for these splits for the Guard.
It seems like they don't want to deal with at least the Viper utility right now. Not the main reason they're looking towards A to start. They look to get past the one-way right away. Just a wide swing from Leaf. No timing there, no extra utility, but the one-way they thought was enough protection, and a bit of a mistake there, and Guard will pressure it.
It's been pretty much the same recipe for C9 taking control of A main. One-way smoke, Prowler, Boobot potentially, and they get perfect timing on that for the Guard. Yeah, this is well read and good preparation for this attacker side.
And they run all the way through this time. Remember, pistol round, but Halls is taken. They go, they gather some weapons. What a starting round on this, too. I think C9 was anticipating a B hit here, right? You obviously have the one way, but to so nonchalantly kind of get that peek in, it looks like they thought they had a little more time. Guard playing at a pace, though. They continue to pressure. They continue to go strong with this. The stimmy allows you to go fast. I was kind of thinking about how they might work that composition. And, you know, Jet already creates the chaos. We've talked about it multiple times on Ascent, on other maps. She'll dash into a smoke. But imagine you're doing that and you get to peek with a haunt as well. Somebody's trying to destroy the haunt. There's so much that Cloud9 will have to look at as the guard is executing. And so far, hasn't been able to be stopped. Still got some buys coming through, though, for C9 as we get into round 4 here. As they go back and forth, the stinger will be in the hands of Zeppa.
Very simply done by the guard. Spray, break the Prowler, spray through smoke, get a couple of kills by breaking off timing.
Exactly.
Converting a perfect bonus round, too, for the guard. You can see that buy now for C9, though. They're investing into it. Vanity is actually just going to buy utility to help the rest of the team who are going for rifles on 3 of them, and Zeppa with the stinger.
Always a lurk so far from Jonah P towards the top side of the map. And interesting to see just how they switch these up. Remember, I think it's Jonah P on Icebox yesterday, right? And the way they continue to flex. They continue to be versatile here. So making sure they feel comfortable from map to map. Jonah takes a little more of an aggressive stance on the chamber and will play more of a flank. Spike down. Just defaulting their life away here. I mean, I wouldn't say away, defaulting the round away, which isn't too much of a problem. They find good info. Ooh. Trade back.
I think they're figuring this out. It literally was another spray through smoke when Zeppa is trying to push out, thankfully pushing towards another extremity for Cloud9 to get some more information. And we even up the tally very early, so a great push from Curry. Manages to get out of that unscathed as well. No damage done from Jonah P. While the rest of the guard looking to walk back towards this A site. Only one player to hold the opposition, to hold the line of defense on 20 in HP, and that's Leaf.
30 seconds left.
And that being Zeppa's third first death in 4 rounds. So if you consider the initiation utility to retake, to get these sites back from guard that are taking so quickly, once they do hit, Sandrush coming in.
With the stimmy, they come across for the trade, and they take down Leaf. Vanity looking for the timing to drop down with this frenzy. Again, 12 HP. A TP on the top, looking for the spray at the bottom, and that's Curry to take 2 kills, and the crossfire comes in the end. Somehow on the lower ball, Cloud9 still manages to play the A site without allowing the guard to get the plant down.
They take it, and what is it with the guard? 5v4 conversions. Oh my, they just cannot seem to wrap their head around not getting thrown off guard, right? And the last moment there. Unfortunate on that for the guard, but very happy Cloud9 coming out of this round. Nicely smothering the site, getting back in for the defense, and smiles all around as they get a round on the board. And a little bit of money in their pockets here for a nice buy with full armor.
Right.
See how they attend to this in the push they've been doing. So constantly gaining A control. They want a section of the map, and it looks like they've been harvesting Leaf's ultimate here. Now, Showstopper alive.
You're right here, Riv. The curse continues to linger for the guard on the conversions on the 5 versus 4. I thought it was answered a bit when we saw the performances against the Sentinels, where we had a lot of highlight pop-off moments for every single one of these players from the guard. At least for now, C9 with the lower buy on that previous one, able to convert into a round, able to bring in the economy and also ult economy with the showstopper, as you just mentioned. So the guard, another one of these rounds, looking to run that clock down, but on a late 4-1 split in the B site. Curry playing all the way from B Link this time.
One of our first towards B, really. So more of a kind of canteen flash. That's the dash in. Oh, so quickly hit. And you heard the haunt come in as well. So much chaos created on the site tape.
That's what you wanted to dash to create the space. Curry to answer back. A 4 versus 4 showstopper out. Up towards the air, the generator. It's a trade-off. Now a 3 versus 2 in favor of the guard on the post plan. Trent lurking on the back of Canteen, looking for the backstab. And they're just trying to waste that clock down on the attack. Just holding the angles for the other 2 players from the guard. As Mitch and Zeppa, they have no idea of this flank, but the timing's still looking pretty good. Jonah P off behind the boxes, the TP away, and this should be a sealed deal for the guard, especially as Valen gets the kill on the top ropes. And that is a great post plant.
What a neat way to kind of pick apart and section off the site. We saw the guard smokes going through. We heard what we thought would be the jet dash forward and haunt combo, but they sectioned off the site, right? Usually the jet goes into site, or your neon goes into site, and then it's tower and slant, and if they can cover everything with people coming in. But it was canteen focus. So when canteen's broken apart, how do you then defend from the other position? So they slowly just dismantled the site instead of trying to get in and then work around from there. So really neat approach on to be there from the guard. Getting to round 6 now as they put Cloud9 back on a low buy.
And understanding the low buy, it's going to be quick from the guard out through Sands, looking for the split into the A side. Rolling Thunder coming in from Sands in the A side. Leaf on the top, trying to spray through the smoke. Does a lot of damage onto Xayah player as they try to drop in for a couple of trades. Jonah P just waiting at the bottom of the ropes though. And as they go for that double swing, the satchel charge, easy for the two players, Xayah player and Jonah P. It's basically duck hunt. And now the pulse plant. Retake advantage for Cloud9. It's not looking too good. Even the smoke on top of drop is not going to give an advantage here for Mitch to help out the team. They invested heavily into the operator, and they basically want to keep that alive for Mitch and have the rest do some damage.
This composition the guards brought to the table so far does not seem to have, or I should say Cloud9 doesn't seem to have an answer for it just yet. Whether they go fast on the stimmy and that's what's throwing them off, whether they want to play outside sight because there's no way to kill Xayah player on that entry right away without being traded, and they want everyone to come back in. Guard is forcing the hand of Cloud9 with this comp. Vanity goes down there in the end with that fight.
And I agree, and on the other end for the guard, even if you're not playing into a meta of like no raise, maybe having a jet still in your composition, one of the strats wouldn't have been possible if they actually had a raise in there, and that's Xayah player dashing straight into Canteen. You don't really see too many raises trying to go for a satchel charge and just go for the KZ jump inside Canteen to get the kill. So one of the basic things, it's practice this time for the guard, and we're seeing the value of this jet dash for the executions for the attack side.
Gonna be an arcade. So a different look at that 4-1 you just talked about a few rounds ago. Yeah. As they look at B to start here. Now 4 towards arcade instead of our stairs. Xayah players in tower already, Vance.
Oh, no.
Oh, 30. Oh,
Viper's Pit, the wall. Yeah, Curry just blocked himself out of his own Viper's Pit, and now he's sprayed down to 30 HP. Has a shorty and wants to play a little bit more passively to maybe damage some players who will be low on HP themselves, trying to take control of A Heaven. But look at the information now. The Paranoia, the Prowler, seeing now that the guard are falling back and holding the arcade, that initial push to try to surprise is now fully stopped when you have to cut noise.
Vanity takes position in A with that judge, hoping to find the anchor position. And you see, like you said, Cloud9 quiet down. I think that was the call across the map. So they could get back into position. So guard has to feel like they're in a retake of everywhere now. It's going to be slow on satellite till they get to drop, and a great alert from the trademark will come in. So you'll see the rotation in from C9 here. They've been able to get the lower buy rounds. Will this be another one? It's not in their favor.
Some of the viewers might be smiling right now because we're inching towards the A site where Vanity is waiting with the judge, and we know what Vanity can do with these shotguns, especially as an anchor 4 versus 1. But Mitch already rotated across the helm. There's the 2 judge kills. Spike is now down with 13 seconds left on the clock. A fake TP away around the other end, but that's a bait to allow Zeppa to get the trade back out. Jonah P by himself, no time left to get into the site, especially with that beautiful C's coming out from Zeppa, and that's going to be C9 with the round.
One of the biggest things yesterday was how Vanity played reactive to the situations, was reading the rounds, was able to get the team back in due to situations and positioning, and one of it right there on display. Judge in sight, the rotation already over that first up shot to pull vision and pull the attention of guard over towards spawn was perfect, and Vanity reaps the rewards. 3 ults ready for them. We'll see this one more time. Mitch just gets their hits. Oh, Xayah has no idea. No idea. Gets a slug to the back. And that's going to be a C9 timeout, even off a round. Say, all right, we got some momentum. What are they doing to us that stops us once we do get guns? Because this C9 haven't been able to really get those gun rounds in. They've been the low buy rounds. And C9 have some of the best percentages in winning the round when they are on a full buy.
And also, it was an
Weird to
expensive
see.
round. They bought into that one, too, so the timeout is trying to figure out what you could do with the economy. I know that Mitch has a Tilda False ready, and he had an operator on that previous round, so is this a timeout to think, hey, should we try to go maybe for some sort of a double op setup because our economy is lower? And we'll find that out right now as the timeout has just finished for Cloud9. Looking at what we have here, we're still just keeping a single op for the team and trying to keep a judge on Vanity. I mean, he worked on that previous round. Why the hell not on this round here?
That's a good spot.
But it shows a different change in position, too. Riv, look at Vanity playing towards B this time.
Judge still. Just keeping the buys in. Helps the econ a little bit. I mean, you can't deny that, right? Helps the econ just ever so slightly. This A main control consistent coming in here from Cloud9. It really orb control, main control, and when you have a brimstone like the guard do, if you allow that team to run the sand strat every time and just stimmy sand 3 smoke, it's so hard to stop because you're forced into a fight. Again, the guard forcing the hand of Cloud9. So anytime Cloud9 can say 5 minutes, no rush, right? No rush, build base, they're happy.
So we're running a different type of conditioning, because the smokes are always coming towards A main, but it's a bait and switch towards B heaven. The sprays almost takes down Jonah P, who misses his operator shot on the ult. And now we're just breaking the trademarks or the rendezvous points, just trying to bait the sound. And the rotate goes back to where you're going straight into the operator of Mitch and also a judge of Vanity on heaven once Mitch TP's away.
Quick check. Back sight. 3-2, a little bit different this time, so guard really mostly playing off the protocol on this one. Mitch with a shot, but traded offense.
Here we go. We're going to come up the ropes. Vanity's waiting with the judge, and that's where the Spike's going. 20 seconds left. Spike is now down.
Vanity.
But he's about to get pinched from the back, turns around, gets the kill at the net as well. Back up the ropes, another kill onto Trent as the Spike is still down with 12 seconds left on the clock. And this is just going to be it. Another round coming in for C9, where Jonah P once again just left on a deserted island.
Wait, Vanity dropped his judge for the op. Pick that up again. I don't know if that value is correct, man. Oh, my word. Obviously it is. Give that op to Mitch. What a 3K from Tower. Especially for the Spike to be there. Then they're forced to go up against this. It's like, haha, let's keep coming here. You're in here with me, boys. Vanity having a field day up in Tower, right? You look at him. He's like, what? Who? What? New phone. Who this? 9th round coming in here. Again. C9 putting up the pressure. Now they're letting guard in a little bit, but taking control of it at the right moment.
Everywhere.
He's
now going to be where that drop is with the judge, and we're walking in there.
I'm a little afraid for him because that's where the trademark has been, so he's definitely in a hot spot here. But this is the first time they haven't pressed A main, so a different look for the guard too. And that's why, the collateral for Mitch. And they may not expect Vanity now. He didn't expect one more.
Still a 6 shot there from Mitch, who has been killless for the first 7 rounds and now gets first bloods after first bloods and a collat. An orbital strike wasted, but at least creates a space for the guard to go for a pulse plan out in the open at the A site. A nightmare coming out, a nightfall on the retaliation, and that's Leaf. Get 2 kills out of that one, and that's just going to be too easy for C9 for the retake. They're starting to feel it here, Riv.
That was a disgusting setup from Mitch. They switch it up, so you're luring the guard into A halls. They're expecting to obviously see Leaf somewhere, raises Roomba. They're waiting for it, but really they're going to see a trademark. Okay, so Drop's pushing up. Well, Drop pushes up right into Mitch on box. Something you don't usually see, that shot. But yeah, the collateral comes in. The rendezvous away is a perfect play there, and Cloud9 do a great job of kind of diversifying the defense on A to make sure it works in their favor. Nice and clean.
One enemy remaining.
Leaf drops in. He's still there. Don't worry. He's still there. Nice trades there as Mitch picks up another one. Fist bumps all around for Cloud9 as they start to level out the playing field here and figure out how guard has been using this composition.
Yeah. Especially when you're looking at how it started off, right? When you convert the bonus round, it's very difficult on either end to start building an economy when you're actually on the receiving end of 0-3 going into the 4th round of the half. So building your economy, building your ult points, finally have an operator in the hands of Mitch. Now you're building up the operator ult as well with the dual defense, and now you're starting to see the results out of C9 with the utility combination that you were mentioning at the beginning of this game that's been looking pretty good from C9 in the previous games.
Yeah, one of the things that C9's doing that's really helping them is that when that Vanity where he was standing on drop was a trademark, right? And if you're that far into the round and that's a brim there with smokes and stimmy, they can crash so hard. So to start removing the utility and putting people there, putting eyeballs on situations to attack it, the guard is not expecting. They're expecting to run into utility first. So really nice little adaptation by C9 to kind of get on the angles where the guard will still think they are safe.
Still continuous bait and switches between Vanity and Mitch as they're now working together once again towards this B site. This time, Vanity with a Phantom, no more judges, and 3 players focused on the A site are the 3 remaining fraggers for Cloud9. Meanwhile, for the guard, it's going to be very slow.
Yeah.
It's been difficult at this point to find information for the guard when we haven't been as aggressive for Cloud9 at the A main control.
See, look how they play above. Everybody's above now. If you do dash in, that's fine. Shoot the hunt, you're still going to have the upper hand and elevation to make it happen. The flash for Canteen, they're above. Still hiding. Oh, he uses it like a shotgun. Mitch gets Saya player.
And even then, Vanity was ready for the trade no matter what, but a beautiful shot from Mitch. That's another nice little flick and another first blood for Mitch. The rest of the guard are now moving into the A site. Curry holding all the way back towards the back, but that snakebite is going to give his position away, but good enough, because now we have a seized snakebite combo on the ground. The Prowler in the front. The trades are coming in. Aftershock to flush out the opponents on the defender side of C9, but we're still fighting hard. On the staircase, it's going to be Curry. Loses the fight to Valen, but that forces the other 2 to push forward. A Norm to take down Jonah P, leaving Valen on the clutch moment, and it's not going to work out. And just like that, we're tied in this game on the first map.
What a sick round from Vanity and Mitch. Like, literally, within 10 rounds, adapting to the fact that they have been getting hit in sight. And if anybody's on the ground with Saya player or the rest of the team, you're done. So everybody play elevation. But that's not the first time, because Vanity just got a kill on Box right there, too, before he drops down with Mitch on their retake. Like, I have never seen elevation played that much in a single round of Breeze. To take and retake, and so, oh, wow, that was a great round from Cloud9. Good adaptation. They tie it up.
And look at this. Every single round here, Riv, has been slight variations of positioning for C9. This time, instead of having an op on the top of the boxes of the A side, this time it's Vanity, who was trying to look a little bit earlier down towards Dish, but as you have the early rotate back towards this B site, you kind of have to give it your position. You don't want to be out in the open. Try to play those combos in the utility to try to deny if you can. The more passive this time for C9, really turtled up by the defender spawn. Well, for the guard here on this mixed buy, hero rifles on 2 players. We're farming up the orbs.
Really a first look from the guard here on this top side split. Slow things down. Vanity seems to be a hard anchor A. They still get Leaf in a good spot here, so the way they've played the A extremities may give them an idea. Yeah, he's peeking, he's looking. Oh,
almost feels like
Jonah caught a little util out there. I think maybe Headhunter right there.
Almost that feels like that gap was intentional. Just funneling Jonah P into Vanity's crosshair, and that calls for, once again, we lost a player, trying to funnel all the way towards the back of the site on the other side of the map, but usually there's somebody waiting there, and this time it's an operator, but thankfully they have 2 smokes. They cover it out towards B-Link and Canteen. Snakebite to prevent the push coming out from Arcade, but there's still a gap in the smoke, but the op shot misses. A trade-off from both teams. 13 seconds left on the clock. Snakebite on the ground, right where Saya player lands on, gets vulnerable and killed. Spike now planted, Vanity pushing forward. A flash as he's fully blind, pulls out his ult! So that Zeppa can get the kill no matter what. The defuse coming in, and Cloud9 takes the lead.
Oh my gosh, Cloud9. W keys. That's all that was being pressed there. And they had to. Valen had ultimate. They had, you could see the plant going down and everybody trying to get in position, and then realize C9 was not stopping. So Valen could no. Post plant wasn't really a thing. Everything was forced there by C9 onto the guard. And it's like the game has completely flipped in that manner, right? We talked about how the guard would pressure the hand of C9, would be rushing situations and forcing one person in sight to fight. Now it's a little bit different. C9's found a way to stall out the initial hits of the guard, and they just seem like once that initial hit is gone, this comp that the guards brought to the table can't do too much.
But the Han actually did spot one, but he makes it out still. We have a smoke on the top, and we're trying to answer back, and it's going to be the Nightfall coming out on the attack. This is quick from the guard, but Snake's bites are preventing the push from getting inside the site. And we're continuing to hold the site for C9, denying plants after plants. Orbitals right now coming out, splitting out the A site, allowing Courier to fall, but Vanity is still in the staircase. They never spotted that corner, and now Spike is down. Jonah P on himself. 3 versus 1, and that's going to be the end of the first half. Leafs sealing the deal, and C9 takes the lead by 2. Haven't won since February 26th of this year. Starting things off on a 5-1 lead, they stayed stuck at 5 since then. C9 now taking his pistol, it could continue it.
So I think what happened there in that first half, to quickly recap, was the guard, once they were slowed down, as I said in the beginning of the round by C9, they could not layer the utility as well, which is what that team needed on attack, to layer the utility. So good job by C9 to figure it out. We'll get this throw back in real quick into position. A little bit of A main take here as a Prowler goes out, as well as a Paranoia going through, so they can get pressure.
Yeah. Curry was definitely trolling. He wanted to have another Reddit clip of a nice lineup here on this map. That said, though, the control pinch comes in from the drop, and Leaf gets a long-range frenzy kill, dropping Trent and opening up the A site. Clear for a plant for A main as well.
Oh, perfect lurks. Chips in the night, crash into each other. Saya player gets that. The retake is happening.
The ship from the guard stays afloat, and that's also Jonah P at the helm of it. Now, just like that, somehow becomes a 4 versus 1.
Yeah,
great positions on a pulse plant.
Wow. I mean, not much more you can say other than those were some nice shots. The play really made a difference at Satellite, right? Imagine Saya player goes down. You still have Leaf to play from drop and kind of cause havoc there with a little bit of utility. Changes everything for everyone that was still in sight. Otherwise, guard just had way too much control. Otherwise, once this kill was made, Jonah P as well. Little boop boop right there. Can't ask for any more from your chamber. 2 and done. They just had a read everywhere. All right, so we get pistol round in favor of the guard here. It's like they're able to string those together throughout this series so far. See if they can tie it up. Cloud9's been real good on those low buys, Fancilly. And it's no joke. The haunt comes through. We are going to see a little bit of E pressure here. And they have enough to stop it. I mean, once you get that haunt out or get some smokes in, C9's not going to have a fun time trying to get through to these Spectres.
Basically have a sheriff round for all of Cloud9 with the exception of Curry. That's why Mitch is going for a small shield, because he has the headhunter bullets to work with. 3 sheriffs for the others that have upgraded any type of weapon. And unfortunately, seems like we were trying to fix our DPI for a bit for a Saya player, and he got caught off that. Zeppa gets the frag.
Zeppa having a much nicer start to this second half for himself. It took a while to heat up there in the first. They can quiet. Yeah, how do they finish this? They're waiting. It's going to be like a 10-second plant. They want to get this least amount of pressure possible that they can, and you can do that by stretching out the round, right? If you force a team into fighting you, nobody wants to be the first to die. Valent's going to be one of the ones to put himself in the ring to make that happen, but it looks like he could be able to grab a few. Oh, they hold their shot.
It was a smoke here towards the ropes to allow the door to open, and that forced to rotate out, so there's only one towards heaven, now hiding behind the arcade, and that's Valen. Will they clear this for C9? Looking just under. The timing has been perfect so far for Valen. We have no idea for C9. Finally, Valen gets spotted. The swing out from Curry. The plant is down no matter what for C9 at least. And Valen's just trying to stay alive. And he's done enough of his job. The cavalry comes in for the rest of the guard for the retake. It's over 3 versus 2 now. Make that a 1-on-3 with Vanity. The Sheriff does not connect. And you got to give your props there for Valen to just stay alive the whole time.
Yeah, that was really good because the strategy, like you said, smoke comes out into rope. The run out by Mitch was trying to pull everyone over with door noise towards the side of A. And once Jonah P saw Mitch, kind of Gig was up there, Mitch ran back. So it was imperative that Valen did stay alive, because if if the half rotation had worked in favor of Cloud9, that round becomes another low win. C9 somehow pulls those out of their hat more often than not. Still, a lot of damage done. You can see the lowish buy coming in here. It is going to be the bonus, but they decided to go with Sheriffs instead due to losing a bit of money. So this should be a C9 win. Guard can do a lot of mental damage and just overall game damage here if they can get this round.
The full rifles are looking to start things off on a 3-2 split on the top side map. Prowler misses into where this trademark usually is. Just from under. That's Zeppa getting that kill onto Saya player and weakening up the A site. See Splash. The counter coming out. Jonah P couldn't catch them off guard. Aftershock to try to push back the rush from the A main site, but this still is going to be C9 being able to move in for a plan.
Trying to get some combo utilities just to throw C9 off there, but Cloud9 is not having it. They push themselves into side plant down. And this looks like it could actually be a flawless round here. Just a little bit of damage on the armor so far. A 2-1 split on the retake here for guard.
Okay, lead falls though.
Good damage.
Slowly inching in for the guard. That's one from Spawn.
Timing.
Now we don't have too much of good post-plant positions in the end. The Shrouded Step Vanity touches the edge, falls down. It's a 2 versus 2. Snake bite on the ground. That is perfect. And now we go for the swing, the double swing out. Now he's sprayed through the smoke. And thankfully, Zeppa saves the round for the team.
Zeppa's coming online. It took a little bit. Got the sleep out of his eyes. We're good to go now. Back with the team. What a round there. Nicely controlled. Recognizing as well that it was getting a little too out of hand, right? The timing had really started to play in the favor of the guard. There, almost a shadow step out. Didn't happen. The kill from Vanity as well. You were starting to think, you were starting to hope if you were a fan of the guard, but Cloud9 shuts that dream down. 8-7. As we get up here into round 16, we do have some weapons on both sides. Ults on deck as we look around. Oh, a shot.
Okay, the Guardian out from Vanity, but quickly, we do have another trade somewhere else, and that's Mitch is going to fall. So 4 on 4. At least it's only Mitch that's fallen. That's the trademark down as well. This might allow the guard to go for some sort of an early flank if they realize where the hit is going to be coming from Cloud9.
Launching smoke.
Looks like it was a trade towards tree side too, Riv. So I was trying to find that X across that radar, and finally I see it just on where Mitch had his rendezvous point. But nonetheless, alert coming out from Vanity on the top of drop. But the fight comes in towards arcade control, and that's spike down.
The 3v3. Shadow Step was a quick back and forth. He says, thank you very much. They still have to play this slow. Oh, he tries to walk in, but Trent's just out in the open. What a weird angle.
Big fight coming up. A-main. It's Jonah P holding up the holes. Murray making noise just so that Vanity can try to make it in. But instead of TPing it out, he just drops down. Just looking for the plant. The guard is just going to let him have it until the smoke dissipates. Bad timing. ADSing down. But gets denied by net, and we're tied up once again.
All right. C9's buys will be what? Quite low, actually. The util you see they spread out to real quick. I think Leaf's just going to forego the boom bot there. Oh, these opening shots, these plays. We see C9 with the first kill every round this half. That one not able to transition across, though. The guards say, thank you very much. Let's see if they can keep it up. They usually find a way in these pistol rounds to get at least a few frags. Somehow they get behind enemy lines, they wait out the round, and they get themselves into a spot. Okay, never mind. Saya player pulls something like that out.
Redemption.
Yeah.
Viper down.
Absolutely ridiculous stuff from Saya player. He's going to feel good stacking up the ultimate this early as well. Trent and him are so close, which is really going to help them start to catapult these rounds. Trent just waiting for this fight with Zeppa. Oh, that's not where you want to hide. Nope. Nope.
Good round so far. Only light damage done onto Trent for the rest. Barely, if not touched at all by any bullets coming up from C9. Vanity by himself finally does a bit of armor damage onto Valen, but that's going to be it. The prime giving flawless for the guard. Solid holds.
The flawless. Leave me eating crow here, saying C9 gets a lot of frags. And there he goes. Not this time, though. Maybe because of this? I don't know. Huh? Shrug? Holy moly, those shots from Saya player. Nicely, just overall util play, masterminding the round in process of elimination. Vanity's coming from arcade. Flawless round. And that's nice to get back. See if they can continue this. The top side of the map. There's actually going to be Zeppa on the flank. So Zeppa holds the trademark for the flank. He's going to try to want to come in Prowler and clear A halls.
Oh my.
How does the rest of the team get this? They are stacking drops.
Firing squad, 3 players, but now only 2 left, and a big paranoia. That's how you counter it for C9. One more inside the site. It's going to be Trent. Satchel charge out, looking at the bottom, clearing it out. Trent looking for the spray, trying to land on the second kill, but it's still going to be Curry that dances around the bullets to get the kill. And just like that again, a fight that happened towards Arcade 2, C9 tied back up.
What is that round? And why are you anticipating a drop stack like that with enough util and reaction time to hit it? Oh my god. That was incredible. And back and forth. The way these rounds are going, it doesn't really tell you who's going to start taking a lead. They're either smothering each other on each round or just slowly dissecting, and you're like, well, okay, it's eventually theirs, but not yet. Wow, the pace of this game just continues to change here between the Guard and C9. And there it is once again, off the rip. We're going to go right to sand. Nothing from the showstopper. Leaf is down instantly.
That was sick by Jonah P. And then we still have an ultimate available, even 2 for the retakes with the Rolling Thunder and the Nightfall. We're just trying to look back towards Tree, and Saya's waiting there. And as we peek, the spike is down. The swing out, but no trade.
Trying to deny it. Oh, it did catch. Always feels like it lasts a little longer once it catches you because of that speed up. Forced to shoot it with the op, and they know Saya player is somewhere hanging around B. But look at that. The rotation of C9 is now going away from the operator, as anybody would. Saya feeling pretty good with that. And the double op is something they're going to have to deal with. So they're probably going to meet one anyways on the other side of the map here from Jonah P, who's had a hell of a game. Already a showstopper. Killing that down. Now we'll see if he can do a little bit more here as they get a hold on A. And basically holding every angle, Vance.
Oh, breaking the crosshair placement, forcing the TP right away. Viper's Pit available, though, and there you go. It's out. 23 seconds on the clock. Nightfall to try to ping him so they could try to run into the Viper's Pit. We're following. We're trailing it, and that's the Viper's Pit down. Trent just holds that W, but it's traded out by Mitch. Nice flashes, but Zeppa, the one that wasn't affected by it, gets the kill. Plant down 3 versus 1, looking for the clutch. Not going to happen as a Molly and the Headhunter bullets connects.
You think it might be tough because they have a double operator, but no, where's Jonah P sprinting into sight? One arm out with the Headhunter trying to make the shots happen as they know they can overwhelm. Again, another round. Okay, C9's making it in a bit. They have the sight, and then numbers start to dwindle. You almost can't tell which way it's going to go. Guard shows you right away how it's going to happen.
That was so good.
Oh my gosh. You're thinking you could get a quick peek here. You're not going to be in the face of Saya player. And then we saw C9 rotate right back as well. So they're like, all right, where's the worst of the worst fight here? Best fight we can find. Sorry. And now it costs C9 timeout.
We had Trent just have C9 have a taste of their own medicine. The Prowler coming out towards the door, which actually hit Leaf that was trying to go for the fast hits towards the A site with that showstopper, and that's what allowed Jonah P to get the kill. And we're going to have to try to identify that now for C9. How do we get through this double operator setup, as you mentioned, Riv? Now that you see that Saya player has it, Jonah P's playing it. They're playing on extremities, and that shuts down half of that map already.
The battle of the minds. Battle of the IGL controllers right now. 17, 11, 18, and 12 for Vanity and Valen. They're actually putting up some amazing numbers here. And those aren't even like assists. Like, Stimmies are going out. Stimming himself, getting the frags. Doesn't need to help out on assists.
Yeah.
Independent controller. 4 seconds until we see where exactly they decide to go here. 4-1 split. No, I thought they were actually just going to Viper fake toward the left side and have Curry play with his wall, but it's going to be a fast A into Halls at least. Might be just Leaf grab on the orb to make sure they continue that.
Maybe trying to get value off of Nightfall as well. One way to clear out one of the operators, and there you go. Jonah P is going to get spotted. Can't get TP'd out of that, but somehow Net still gets the kill on Leaf with the fadeaway back into spawn. So an early player advantage going out for the guard. The Tool of False comes out from Mitch. Immediately denied by Trent, who continues to spray mid-game. I love what I'm seeing from this kid. Fowler's out. We hear the Blade Storm 2 coming out from Saya player. A 5 versus 3 as we're trying to hold our ground. It's an anchor inside the site. That's Vanity, who actually catches Saya player with a dash forward inside the site. Seppa trying to help out from the spawn, and now it's just going to be Curry trying to get the wall bang on to Valen, and he runs out of bullets. Valen comes out with his weapon out, as he had his iPad out before. And that's unfortunate for Curry. The round and a retake back for the guard as they take the lead by 2.
So nicely done there. C9 was down in numbers, right? You expected that round to eventually go to the guard just the way it was playing out. Nobody could follow Leaf in there, and they were hoping that Nightfall would have done the damage, would have turned Net around at least enough to not get the frag that he did on a bouncing Leaf into the site. And the rest of the cleanup, it just seems like once A starts to be dismantled by the guard, they know exactly where you are. They have a super good read on how C9 wants to start playing those sites. Spectre's there for Vanity. We usually see him on a low buy anyways. He can provide something. The Guardian, the Spectre, the Judge, whatever. I wouldn't say it's too much of a worry for C9 here, but they are going to move right into Jonah P possibly. No, they hold off on this wall for now. You have to remember, it's the double op, right? Nobody wants to peek anything. If you are, you're going to be jumping with your knife out.
We haven't figured out the solution of how we could get through this unbreakable wall by the guard. If it's not the operators, it's the retake play from the double initiator setup that we have from Net and from Trent. Very difficult for C9 to get any control on any pulse plants.
Toxins going up.
Just trying to catch one off guard. The wall coming up. Trying to get a timing off this op. And that's a nice haunt. Forcing one of the TPs away. Prowlers on both ends trying to clear out the site. Nothing towards the front B is the information given for the guard. And Valen is stuck behind Arcade. We have another haunt coming out here on the other end as Curry's going to get pinged in the front. And it goes for the orbital strike.
Cover going out.
Just microwaves it. He says, I'm in trouble. You know what? Pull it out. Oh, Net still hot on the shot right now. They heard it. They must have heard it. Prowler comes in, but Vanity up top. It's Vanity up top.
The gun sticks out from the front, though, with Slam player 20 HP. And we still have players alive. The rotator already came out. It's a 2 versus 1. Spike is down, and the lurk doesn't work out for Curry. The plan was there. It almost worked when Curry made all that noise. But unfortunately, with the rest of them hitting towards that site, the double setup under the A site was detrimental to C9's and foiling their plans on the attack.
Honestly, it's so hard to think of how C9 would break this right now. A double operator. And you know that they have a chance to, one, play Jonah P in a forward position with a rendezvous back to play almost more of a sentinel in that situation, right? Where you get back safety, easy peasy, bye-bye, pull back rendezvous. Or you have Saya player on their side who's also not missing shots. So how do you even start to approach this, right? You don't have the traditional flash. You can't KO something. You hope for the paranoia to hit or displace. You can get a haunt out as well for the displacement, but none of this is for sure going to make the guard care, right? The double operator right now just seems so tough. One's down. We do have the tour de force, though. Jonah P with that Vandal. Doesn't matter. Valen still starting off. Vanity goes down. Another first blood for Valen.
Thankfully, we still have another controller for C9. Spike now down, giving a lot of information for the guard to rotate back towards B and stack up a little bit more, but the spike is very far for them to be able to protect it, at least, so an opportunity for C9 to reset for a bit. Seem a little bit lost, a little bit of jumping on the underpass, so Saya player's going to hear all of that from above. We're just hesitating so much. Cloud9 thought there was still going to be some pressure towards Tree, so they have to waste utility now just to pick up the spike.
So quiet. They're just kind of tempting out E-Tilt, firing some shots here. Looking for anybody to bite as well if you get a shot through that smoke. They're trying to push forward. Spectres here, the Guardians, as you were calling. It's going to be that B-hit fan silly. They got to make this count.
Oh, the wall bang from the Guardian up Leaf, though. Rolling Thunder, pin shells on the top. Zeppa gets the frag, but Net answers back with 2 kills at the Vandal from the Generator. Trent's still alive on the top. Headshot to Leaf. Spike is now down. Mitch trying to stay alive, but Trent gets the last kill of this round. And it is going to be the victory for the Guard, 13.